Most of the time I wouldn't even bother to comb through the music of a trailer the same way I would for a movie. Since the editing and scoring for trailers is usually done by a third-party company that specializes in that, most of the time movie trailer music is nothing like the actual score for the movie. A lot of the time, when an early teaser comes out, the composer hasn't even started working on the movie that it's for. Music comes pretty late in post-production, after there's already a rough cut of the film, usually. But this isn't a strict rule. Sometimes the composer's brought in before they have a rough cut, like John Williams was with The Last Jedi. Sometimes they're scoring the music while the movie's being shot, like how they played Hildur Guðnadóttir's score on set as they filmed some scenes of Joker. And sometimes they're brought in during pre-production when the movie's just an idea, like, ha! No! Why? This kind of stuff usually happens when the director knows and trusts the composer they're working with. And the same thing is happening with The Batman. Matt Reeves, the director, announced that Michael Giacchino was going to compose this movie in October of last year, months before filming started. Giacchino said that he was so excited about this project that he'd already written the main theme by the end of that month. So in that kind of case, there's no need to hire someone to write the music for early teasers. The camera test, when we first saw Robert Battenbat's new suit, the score for that video was written by Michael Giacchino. I mean, he was brought on so early, why wouldn't the studio use what he's done so far? Let's listen to the music of the camera test. The notes are super simple, but that just means that it's easy to pick out the motif. I guess this is the Batman theme, right? The thing is, I don't know, it's pretty simple. I don't think it's interesting enough to build an entire score around. But then, last week, we got a real teaser. And at first, it seems like the music for this one is more on par with a regular trailer. I guarantee you've heard this kind of trailer music before. You have a cover of a popular song, spiced up with synths and drums and stuff. You know, we're probably not going to hear Something in the Way in the real movie. I was like, okay, yeah, they licensed a popular song, and then they got someone else to spice it up. But there's some stuff in the music that makes me doubt that was the case. First of all, what I just thought was a cool coincidence, there's only 2 chords in Something in the Way, and the roots of those chords are the same as the notes in the theme. So that's, I don't know, neat. But they've also added the motif from that Giacchino track into the trailer.
Any of this mean anything to you?
It's basically a mashup of Nirvana and the actual score for the movie. And actually, they did more than just drop the notes in, they kind of changed it, they developed the motif.
This guy's crazy!
And there's even a point where the short motif is just the beginning of a longer phrase.
Please do not lie. What is the price for your...
So now we kind of have a longer melody in the mix. Is this part of the theme that we're actually going to hear in the movie? I said Giacchino did the camera test, but I'm only saying they for this teaser, because who did this? I think there's 2 options. Option 1 is they hired someone who specializes in trailer music to hype up that Nirvana song, and then that composer had listened to Giacchino's track and decided to use bits of it in their score. In this option, that extra line is just them having fun with it. We're not going to hear it in the real movie. Option 2, someone who worked on the movie told Warner Brothers to get Something in the Way, specifically because of how it fit with the theme, and the whole point was that it was a mashup. In this option, that longer motif is a big part of the theme that we're going to hear in the movie, and putting it in the trailer is a cheeky way to tease what's to come. So obviously I like option 2 better, but I also think it's kind of likely, since the composer is already way more involved in this movie than most composers. So, why not have a hand in the promotional material as well? Okay, I hope you had fun with this idea, but most importantly, I hope you give me $1,000 when the movie comes out and I'm proven right.